The title of today's class is Unifying the Occupy Wall Street Movement. Unifying the Occupy Wall Street Movement. Subtitle is Social Revolution of Dialogue and Action. Social Revolution of Dialogue and Action. First, we'll look at what is basically the statement that's being made, Occupy Wall Street, which then spread to Occupy Los Angeles, Occupy Chicago. You have it going in England. You have basic uprisings throughout the world, the Arab Springtime. You have riots in Greece over the economics. In our country, it's basically a statement that people are tired of feeling that they don't make a difference. Think about it. As individuals, people just don't feel they make a difference in how things are going in our country. Voting wasn't enough. And not only do people feel just out of control that they don't make a difference or have a say, but realize we didn't even understand the economic basis of our country. Most of us, including myself, and I'm a fairly educated man, didn't know our economy depended on AIG, Fannie Mae, Freddie Mac. I don't even think I heard of them before the economic collapse. Then we find out we have to bail them out, or otherwise we're just collapsing. So we found out we're all bewildered by it. You know, not only do we feel we don't have a say in anything, we don't even feel we know what's going on in the government. Most of us feel there's so many things behind closed doors, things what a candidate says and what he has to do when he's in. We feel basically out of control. So the Occupy Wall Street movement is related to wanting to make a difference. Now, different people have different ideas in mind where they're there. Some people feel that our democracy was hijacked. You have lobbyists in Washington being paid by corporations large sums of money and making huge contributions to politicians. And these politicians are then beholden to the lobbyists and people making contributions to their campaign funds. Our founding fathers, God bless them, did a great job and gave us a wonderful system, but never could have foreseen this full thing of the hijacking of a democracy. They couldn't have seen it. The lobbyist, it got its term at the time of Lincoln. When Lincoln and his wife in Washington, D.C. would go to the Willard Hotel, there'd be people in the lobby wanting to talk to them about things they wanted to see happen. They were in the lobbies. That's where the word lobbyist. And then it got into full swing under Grant, President Grant. So some people are concerned about that issue. You have other people who, because of this economic collapse that we've had here and worldwide, lost their jobs or can't find a job as well. And they lost their jobs but can't find a job. And that has tremendous psychological repercussions, especially for a man or a woman supporting her children, as a matter of feeding her children, or if she's particularly a single parent, or a father feeling I'm no longer a provider, I'm not, his masculinity comes under threat, I'm not working. So there's many psychological spin-offs of the economic realities. You have people losing their homes, the foreclosures. Some of these were caused by the people themselves. They used their homes as ATM cards and just kept taking all the equity out. But some of it was because the interest rates went up and they no longer could afford the rates. And they didn't quite understand this when they signed in. Some lost their jobs, couldn't keep it going. You have people making even good salaries, couldn't keep up with the high mortgage because they bought when real estate was at its peak. They just couldn't keep it up. When interest rates went up, the monthly payments went up. Then there's also a tremendous resentment. Well, the United States government, we bailed out banks and different major car companies that we said were too big to fail. And many people feel you're not bailing me out as a private citizen. I'm about to lose my home. I've always been a law-abiding citizen, paid my bills, and now I can't pay it. I can't get a moratorium on this. I'm going to lose my home. Where's my bailout? So there's then a concern about this. Some people have this issue going on, saying, you know, there's the 99% of us that really weren't bailed out, over 99% not bailed out. You have a situation here and elsewhere where a very small percentage, less than 1%, really rule the company. And those protests are going on all over, including Israel. There were 300,000 or 400,000 people in Israel protesting that there are 5 families that controlled the economics of Israel.